Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mr. Vice President, distinguished members of the Council, ladies and gentlemen, the Islamic Republic of Iran addresses this special session with utmost clarity and resolve. We are here to state facts and to defend our people. The sponsors of this session and its outcome have never genuinely cared for the human rights of Iranians. Otherwise, they would have not imposed inhuman sanctions, violating the basic rights of every Iranian. Nor would they have supported Israel's war of aggression that killed and injured over 5,000 Iranians, dismissively referred to as their dirty job. The presence of an individual on this panel who is funded by the U.S. Department of State and who has no affinity or alignment whatsoever with the Iranian people is in itself a telling indication of the bitter reality that this meeting serves merely as a pressure tool against Iran. Mr. Vice President, as the protest started on 28 December 2025, Iran fully recognized the right of people for peaceful protest and conducted negotiation channels with protesters. However, during the second phase, from 8 to 10 January, events were deliberately transformed into organized violence, including terrorist attacks, destruction of property, and armed actions against civilians and law enforcement. The government of Iran officially announced verified figures regarding the recent unrest. A total of 3,117 lives were lost, of which 2,427 were killed as a direct result of terrorist operations. These figures are the product of national investigation, legal documentation, and institutional accountability. Unlike those who selectively mourn victims for political convenience, Iran neither hides its dead nor outsources grief. We remain the principal claimant of justice and the sole authority pursuing accountability. Accordingly, the Islamic Republic of Iran does not recognize the legitimacy or validity of this special session and its subsequent resolution. Iran possesses independent national mechanisms for investigating and ensuring accountability for acts of violence and terrorism. Yesterday, the President Pezeshkian announced publicly that he has assigned various groups to carefully examine the causes and contributing factors of these incidents so that the root causes of violence can be identified and eliminated. He reiterated that protest is a natural right of citizens, and the government considers itself obliged to listen to the voice of the people. The legal status of all detainees will be reviewed strictly in accordance with due process. Those found guilty of offenses related to the riots will face full legal accountability, with proceedings conducted in respect of internationally recognized standards and safeguards, guaranteeing fairness, impartiality, and transparency. Mr. Vice President, dear colleagues, Iranian nation with a civilization spanning 2,500 years has never accepted domination or colonial rule. History has proven repeatedly that Iran neither submits to foreign pressure nor tolerates covert aggression disguised as concern. The Iranian nation has endured wars, sanctions, terrorism, and relentless pressure, yet it stands united. This resilience is not accidental. It is the product of history, identity, the collective memory. Nations rooted in civilization do not collapse under noise, nor do they bend before hypocrisy. It is deeply ironic that states whose historical records are stained with war crimes, genocide, ethnic cleansing, and systemic violation violence, even against their own population, now attempt to lecture Iran on social governance and human rights. Such posturing devices deceives no one, particularly at a time when their complicity in ongoing atrocities and genocide is evident and documented. I thank you all.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.